Brother Emmanuel, questions on his presentation. Who has a question? Any question?
Yeah, thank you, Brother Emmanuel, for your comments. One question, could you give us perhaps your opinion or scriptural? What did Isaac testify? Why was he so obedient to his father and his father was slay him?
Okay, thank you, brother. And first of all, I will talk about in biology. This is what we call genetic. Inheritance of father. If you check out, Abraham was the father of faith. So now the son Isaac, that means he's full with what? Faith. Isaac believed his father. And also it depends on the way you train your children. And it was the way Abraham trained Isaac. And Isaac, that was not the first day that Isaac went there with his father. He do go there with his father. And Isaac respects his father. He give obedience. He's obedient. And also, when we check out the Isaac, it's a symbol. He symbolizes Jesus Christ. He came to the world. He have nothing doing. So it was a symbol. It was just a symbol of what to come. Thank you. Please be audible.
Can you hear me now? Yeah. Can you tell me how he is related to Jesus Christ?
Okay, let me start by saying that, you know, Abraham have two sons. The other one was Ishmael. Sure you know. And this one was the child that was being promised. The angels by which Abraham and his wife entertained, they promised Sarah and Abraham that they will have a child. And that time Sarah was just laughing. Sometimes Abraham was thinking that Ishmael would be his own, how do they call? Next of kin. So this, before you know, they gave birth to Isaac. So this Isaac was a covenant child. Based on the promise that God promised Abraham that it would be through your descendant that the whole world of mankind shall be saved. It cannot be saved through the body being. Why did I say the body being? Was that when Ishmael born, it was through the body. When I say the body, is that it was not in a right way. It's just like your husband, because maybe you don't have a son, your husband choose to take the house help and says, honey, since you can't give me a son, please, can I just try this our housemate so that he can give us a son? From there, it was just Abraham. It was not God that told him to do such thing. Even Sarah was not happy. That simply means that the covenant was not to be fulfilled in Ishmael, but it was to be fulfilled in. It was not to be fulfilled in Ishmael's hand. It was to be fulfilled in Isaac. That is why I said that Isaac symbolized Jesus, the new covenant. That's the lineup. The flesh cannot. Ishmael was under the flesh. While Isaac was of the spirit. Miss, can you just get to me?
Yes, brother. I just wanted to add one point. So you just told me that Isaac symbolized Jesus Christ. So on Genesis 22:6-19, Isaac was laid on the wood. So it is like on John 19:16-17 was like Jesus carried the cross. So this point I just wanted to add.
Okay. Why I say that they compare Isaac with Jesus is that if I may ask you now, what sin does Jesus commit? What sin does Jesus commit to guarantee him to be hung on the cross? And what sin does Isaac commit for him to be sacrificed? Check and balance it.
Want to add to the first question she asked. You see, in the case of Jesus, the book of Romans 8 said, "Be faithful unto death," and we know that Jesus Christ himself was also faithful even unto death. So, in the case of Isaac, he was obedient even when the dad or the father tied him and was about to slay him. He was still obedient. So I would say he was still obedient even unto death. So that is it of Jesus Christ. Thank you.
Are you asking a question? Can you support me? That's a good sister. Okay, it's trying to check and balance.
Brother Emmanuel, thank you so much for your talk. I really appreciate it. Now, while you talk about Isaac, you also talk about his father who regarding two sons, Esau and Jacob. And then you talk about birthright. What I want to know is, what was the birthright that was given by Esau to Jacob?
Okay, thank you so much. The other time we have a lesson about this. Know what you offer, so that you will not cry at the end. That one is just an expo. Esau came back from hunting. He was hungry. Jacob was at home, preparing delicious food. He was eating. And Esau came to him and said, "My brother, please help me with some of your food." Instead, Jacob gave Esau terms and conditions. Pay attention in case someone gave you terms and conditions. Okay? Now, Esau was maybe because of the hunger, he danced to the tune and collected the food and said, being a person, what is my profit? It doesn't profit me anything to be a person. Take it. Give me the food. Now you have seen the result. Even check out the lineage of Abraham. When blessing come up, it always be like this. Sure you know. When Joseph was about to bless his two sons, Ephraim and Manasseh, what happened? Sure they do like this. So that is the lineage. Esau sold out his glory and his birthright. So that is it. And that was why the blessing of God fell on Jacob.
Thank you, Brother Jackson Emmanuel. You have expressed the faith of Isaac as having obedience and humility. But can you try to clarify the spiritual reference of Isaac to the church of the new creation?
Okay, come again.
Asking, can you clarify the spiritual reference of Isaac's faith to the church?
Okay, thank you so much. Going to Hebrew chapter 11, verse 20, he said, it was faith that made Isaac promise blessings for the future to Jacob. You can see that in that Hebrew 11, 20. It was because of faith. Did I clear with your question, or feel free to ask me if you don't understand. Just come back to now why not go far, okay? Okay, your question involved, we're saying about new creation. We talk about new creation. Okay. Now, new creation, how the lineup of the new creation came out was through Jacob. Because of the blessing that his father lay on him. So that is the lineup of the new creation that we are now, to fulfill the promise that God promised Abraham, that he will be through your descendants. Your descendants will be multiplied through the earth.
Thank you, bro Emmanuel, for your presentation. Please, I want to know, Sarah is the one that asked Abraham to take the house image so that she will give him a son. But after the birth of that son, Sarah became, should I say, jealous or annoyed, and they asked Abraham to send the servants the maid away. What do you think is the implication of Sarah's reaction? Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for the question. And that is really the life of a woman for us sometimes. After the agreement between Sarah and Abraham to have that, something occurred in the house. The house help that put birth to Ishmael was trying to overthrow, was trying to take over the house. And when Sarah explained this, he would tell Abraham about it. Abraham would do nothing. And one day, even God was in support of Sarah. Abraham slept and got a dream. God told him that he should send that woman and his child away. So what Sarah was doing was according to God's plan. When God wants to do something, we always start like that. So sending Ishmael and our mother out was the plan of God, because God shows Abraham in the dream.
Thank you, brother. I really appreciated your talk, and also especially how you really emphasized that Isaac didn't do much other than obey. He pretty much didn't question. And I was wondering if you might have, if it ever had crossed your mind, and I didn't hear it if you mentioned it, because it appeals to my mind, and I was wondering what your thought might be on it. In Genesis 22, verse 5, Abraham tells his servants, stay here with the donkey, this is from the NIV, while I and the boy go over there. We will worship, and then we will come back to you. So, to me it indicates, one thing it indicates is that, Abraham had gotten the idea from God that there would definitely be something more for Isaac. He was the child of promise. That couldn't be the end of him completely. And I was wondering if it had ever crossed your mind, because it just crossed mine over the years, that maybe that was an indication of God. It might point to God speaking with Jesus on the fact that, you can do this and I'm going to help you through it. In other words, although we know Jesus was always perfectly obedient, he told him things that would aid his faith as well, because what he had to do was such a great sacrifice leaving the heavenly home. And I wondered your thought on that, if that had ever been something or what you think of it, even if you hadn't. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sister.
Thanks, Bro Emmanuel.